What up, loved ones? What it do? This Spotty Young right here. You know where I'm from. Yeah, right now I'm gonna be covering a few topics and shit. But real quick, I wanna do a shout out to all the people that took the time to add me up on IG and direct message me and say what's up. You know, show love and stuff like that. Trying to get to know me if I'm real or not. I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? Anybody's welcome to do that, man. The trolls, whatever, you know what I mean? Because you gotta talk to me, in person or in the video call to try to find out if what trying to see what's up from according to your own judgment and shit. And if somehow you think that I'm cool, then you got some good ass judgment, homie. Then I'll fuck with you immediately. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm trying to cover up a few topics on this video right now. Just a little bit of prison story, might as well, because people they want to hear from a different point of view, different perspective, I guess. So here it is, man. Trip out on this. Well, first and foremost, also I want to say to the young ones and shit, that even some of the ones that haven't done a lot of time in the pen yet, like in the level fours and stuff like that, like doing fire camp and juvenile hall and little petty time stuff like that. Still gang banged out the game, G'd up from the feet up, still ready to put in work, on their own peoples or whatever and shit. Like I want to repeat it again, man, because this shit is hella important. I want you guys to understand, just trip out on this. You're probably looking at me like, what the fuck is this square ass nigga talking about, man? But, man, just trip out on this. Just open your mind real quick. Just listen to what I got to say real quick. Yeah, because in my younger days, I was in the same position, man. I was ready to put in work. I wanted to shoot people, man, period. You know what I mean? And not knowing myself and not knowing why I have a lot of hate and why a lot of self-hate, and stuff like that. What does that even mean, self-hate? We don't actually know it, but it's kind of like psychology. In our subconscious, deep inside our fucking brain and shit. When we see somebody that looks like us, for example, I'm a raza or and then I see another raza, whatever that I feel, that I see the bad things in me, the nasty stuff that I don't like about me, and I see that person that looks like me from that other guy that looks exactly like me, my kind, my people, my race. Deep inside, I want to eradicate that shit. So what I'm gonna try to do is trying to hurt that guy, trying to shoot that guy, you know, to try to make me feel better about myself, so that I can fucking get rid of whatever negative feelings that I feel about myself, whatever nasty things that I think of myself, the self hate. That's the self hate that I'm talking about, And this goes for black on black crime and Asian on Asian crime, Pinoy on Pinoy crime and shit. That's how it works, I don't know if you guys kind of get it, but this is what I'm trying to say, about you're trying to, like, somebody that looks like you, and then you wanna put in work on that guy. You wanna try to kill them and shit. There's a lot of hate going on. I mean, I can't judge you. I don't know what happened, man. If it's personal, somebody killed your family member, your brother, like that, hey, I'm not here to judge. As a matter of fact, I'm against with all that judging stuff. But just hear me out real quick, because what's gonna end up happening is you might end up fucking catching life in prison. And in the U.S., they got some good ass fucking detectives over there. You do a lot of murders, eventually you're gonna get caught. I'm not saying you're like the best fucking, I don't know, a serial killer or whatever and shit, but like you put in a gang of work, you're gonna get busted eventually. And if that happens, you might even ended up catching life in prison. So the reason why I'm saying this, because I was hanging out with the people that caught life for more than a decade, for a long time. Those were my peoples, and a lot of them, they fucking regret that shit. They've been there 30 years, 40 years, 45 years. A lot of the OGs, they don't want to be in there no more. Like, fuck that shit. They'd rather be in the streets just enjoying fucking freedom, enjoying life. But shit happens. No crying over spilled milk, you know what I mean? But Some of them that got a good heart, if they got a chance, they get a chance to tell the young ones to warn the people don't get life in prison. They're gonna say it, and that's how I feel. I got this platform right now. That's what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling my story, using myself as an example, in attempt to make some understand, and hopefully, even though you're clouded with whatever you're doing, trees every day, meth, heroin, carga, chivas, cante, whatever and shit, dog. Um, you know, trip out, man. Because what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna end up catching life, man. Fuck that bullshit, dog. You really wanna do that? I don't know, but it's up to you. I'm just gonna talk about a little bit of fucking my story and stuff like that. So yeah, if you guys notice on some of my videos, go check it out, man. I was talking about kung fu, this and that, kung fu masters and shit like that. You're probably tripping out like, what the fuck? What you mean kung fu? You know what I mean? But yeah, I was a skeptic myself before, until I saw it for myself. At first when I came to the CDC um, prison, there's a lot of myth. I hear stories and shit. There was a Chinese homie in LA County. A lot of folks, they probably heard about this in CDC because there's not really too much people that did this. And this guy, this Chinese guy from the county, he's like a fob, meaning like he doesn't really speak English that much or whatever and shit. But he knows that shit though. He was a kung fu master or whatever and shit. And I guess he was in the chow hall and shit, and the police told him that this time's up, get up, and fucking and he didn't want to get up, so he took it as a disrespectful way. Long story short, he ended up beating up a bunch of fucking police at the same time. Everybody was trying to get him, and he was just beating up everybody. And they couldn't stop him. I mean, all the other races at that time, at that timeline, they were looking at him, and what do you call this? They were looking at him, and everybody was like, the police can't just like, they can't just like kill him on the spot. Of course, it's gonna, make a huge controversy. So what ended up happening was they ended up calling the dad of that Chinese guy, the kung fu Chinese guy, and the dad came all the way from wherever house he came from, and he went to the LA County jail, and they calmed him down like, hey dog, stop it. So he calmed down real quick because that was his master. That was like his sifu or his sensei or whatever you want to call it and shit. And then that guy still exists. He's somewhere in the pin. From what I know, he's still doing acrobatics. He's hella old already and shit, in his 60s or whatever, but he's doing acrobatics. But anyways, yeah, I hear shit like that, and I was a skeptic, and I didn't believe none of that until later on down the line. I started to meet a lot of homies, man. So real quick, on one of my story in the Kern Valley State Prison, when I spoke about this OG Japanese dude, that we was at war during that time. I believe that was in A Yard in Kern Valley State Prison, and we was in A Yard, and we kicked off with the whites, with the skinheads or whatever, the whites, with us, with the homies and them. And sorry, I mentioned that the Japanese old dude guy was getting down with 4 people. And that guy, he was a respected dude, man. And the way he carried himself, people feared him. Uh, Maybe because the way he speak too, like he talks hella loud. So immediately, like people like, what the fuck, what's wrong with this guy? Why is he always yelling? And he's just one of those fucking old fucking G homies and shit, man. So that's the guy, the Japanese guy that I was telling you about, that was getting down with 4 white folks, you know. And mind you, these guys, the white folks, they had straps. So I don't know what happened, but all the police, they were telling the homies that the homie was doing stuck tizzle, man. Like I said, getting down with 4 people and shit, and they couldn't fuck with him, man. And he was just like my height. He was like only like 5'9" or something, just regular old Japanese dude, man. But he knows some shit. And what do you call this? So, anyways, that guy is a respected dude. The Japanese dude, he did a gang of fucking shoe time for the car, for the cause. And at one time, he even had a story about he just straight punched a what do you call this? Big ass oos, man. I don't know what it was about. I don't know, but he did and dropped him and shit like that. And what do you call this? So they respect that guy, period, man. And the way he carries himself is like he intimidates a lot of people because he speaks loud and he yells at people and shit. That's his thing, man. And he always he talks about I know it's not the kung fu way because the real kung fu way and shit, the way of the warrior, you're not supposed to be bragging about anything, period. That's not real in their culture and how they think, you know. And but he was though, because he was talking about it in the streets. He was fucking beating up 20 people at the same time. His stories are just way out there and shit, you know. But he's like a respected fucking Japanese dude and shit. And what do you call this? Even his crime, a lot of people didn't know about this crime. They trying to rob him and shit. Norte's dude pointed a gun on him, but they were like little kids, little rookies and shit. They were trying to rob him, and of course it was easy for him. So as soon as he got the chance, he just took the gun from them, and then, you know. Anyways, he ended up going back to the pin, and he did a gang with time already. The Japanese OG dude did a gang with time already. Got a good lawyer. Somehow beat the case, the life sentence. Somehow turned it around. Got out, had fun, and got that crime that one was telling you about the Norte dudes that they were trying to rob him and then they took the gun away from them and shot them instead. So came back to prison again. Now he's facing life again, and that's where he was at, you know. But so anyway, so long story short, what ended up happening is that same kung fu master that I was telling you about, the Japanese dude, he ended up going to a different yard, but still Kern Valley though. So when he ended up going to a different yard, what ended up happening is he got sold up. They sold him up. They sold him up with another fucking kung fu master, but the other guy is Korean. And let me tell you something about the Korean dude, man. Uh, everybody knows about that guy. Everybody respect that guy. He's supposed to also a kung fu master. He knows that shit also. And you know, he's just a quiet dude. He's like the opposite of the Japanese guy that I was telling you about, the one that was always yelling, always like, you know, G with it and shit. But still old OG nevertheless, you know. But the Korean guy that I was telling you about that they ended up selling up with, also a OG, also a kung fu master, but different guy, quiet, but very respected from everybody because of the things, of the examples and the actions he did. Like for example, in the LA County, on the dorm, when he had to put in work, and he did it himself. The Korean homie, he killed somebody with his bare hands and shit. Just killed the shit out of him in front of everybody, man. All the other races was looking. He just killed him, and then he just dragged his body. He don't give a fuck, man. I mean, so anyways, the other Korean dude, they respect that guy, man. You know, but he's one of those quiet ones. He don't really talk. But he's you know, like I said, all bite, no bark. That's what the real warrior is and shit, you know. So, long story short, the Japanese and the Korean ended up selling up, both OGs. And on that yard that they was at, it just so happens that the homies, us Asian Islanders, was going at it with the police, man. I don't know exactly, or even if I did, I want to say how it started or why was it like that. But all I know was we was going at it with the police. Yeah, you go to war with everybody. You just never know on your timeline. There's a time when you go to war with Southsiders, Soreños, Norteños, blacks, whites. You just never know. Not every day is always peaceful. Not every day is always gonna be all smooth and shit. Shit happens, you know. It's none of our in control. None of our control. But so anyways, on that yard that they went to, the Korean and the Japanese dude that was held up together and shit. It just so happens that we was at war with the police. And this is a 180 level 4. No hands policy. All the homies gotta take off. As soon as they get a chance, they gotta take off on the police. with the fucking strap. You know, so if I was over there, I probably wouldn't have no choice either. But thank God, another miracle. Miracles every fucking time. Miracles. You're not gonna believe it, man. But anyways, yeah, I wasn't there, but on that yard, but the yard that I was at, it was a war with the whites. So I don't know if you guys still with me here. So anyways, the old Korean and the Japanese dude was together, and like I said, they were going at it with the police, so they have to take off on site with a strap with the police. And for some reason, nobody really knows, the other kung fu master, the Japanese one that I was telling you about in my other video, Kern Valley State Prison, that was doing his thug tizzle and shit with the four white boys. But he locked it up. He tapped out. He probably figured like, I'm done with this shit. I'm not gonna be doing no more shoe. I already done so much fucking work for the cost for the car. Uh, I'm not. I guess maybe I don't know. I'm just assuming that he wants to go back to the streets. Of course, man. He probably got action on his appeal again. So yeah. So shit happens, man. He locked it up. Sometimes things get the best out of us and shit, dog. You're gonna get put on the test, whoever you are. So just think about that. So yeah. So the other Korean dude, the OG Korean dude and shit, the Kung Fu master also. I don't know what happened. If he ended up taking off on the police by himself or something. But I know some of the other young Korean homies that got parole dates like me. They ended up taking off on the police with straps and shit. You know. Or else just fucking lock it up and PC up. If you don't want to, but if you're that type of person and shit. You know. But yeah, man, we can't really judge anybody and shit. I've seen a lot of things. I see, cause what's gonna end up happening is, if you put a fucking real one with a fucking, you put them together, a real one and fucking just motherfucker that's faking the funk. Eventually, with time, the other fucking motherfucker that's faking the funk is gonna get exposed, man. That's what happens. It's not fucking Disneyland every day. You get comfortable, you think it's a fucking joke and shit. Nah, man. I'm telling you right now, according from my experience. So, whoever you are in the streets still thinking about hanging out here, fucking going to prison for life, think about this type of shit. And let me give you guys also another example about when I was talking about nobody's bigger than the car. Why did I even say that? Why did I even say that? Because you never know. There might be another big guy or a kung fu master that got super hands, never loses a fight. He might think he's bigger than the car, or he might think that he could beat up everybody because he just probably I don't know, man. Super hands and shit, or you never know. People they feel that way sometimes, So yeah, let me give you guys an example. You're gonna go to the pen, you think you just beat up everybody. That's not how it works, man. Because here's an example, right? Another prison story and shit. Um, Pelican Bay State Prison, PBSP. Yeah. So to those who've seen the videos about how the recall this, the tier looks like, and the door of the Pelican Bay, it's kind of like cheese grater door. They got holes in the door, and you can't really make that much sound or noise because it's open. The door's open, and people could hear a lot of things, man. You gotta whisper if you want. You wanna talk about some secret shit to your cellie. You might wanna whisper because your neighbor could hear it, man. Because the door is wide open. But yeah, what do you call this? So let me fast forward. One of the Uso homies, big, respected I mean, all the Oklahoma is big, man. It's the land of the giants, man. I thought you look at the rock, look at the Oos rock. You know what I mean? But I never really met a Oos that's fucking small. Maybe skinny a little bit, but not really though. They're all big and shit. But yeah, this one is bigger than the usual. Bigger than the usual. And he's a homie. He's fucking G homie, man. But I guess he probably had a little bit of too much to drink, too much to drink. So what ended up happening was he probably got comfortable, or I probably forgot for a little bit, just for a little bit, for a moment. He forgot where he was at or something, because nobody really, want to be in there every fucking day. Of course, people that are gonna try to escape reality and shit, and but we can't judge people. But this is what happens, man. The homie, also homie, man. He had a little bit too much to drink, and for some reason, he fucking started set tripping, man. He started set tripping on everybody, anybody. Cause in real life, if there was like, if there wasn't California prison politics, he could beat up everybody. Period, man. That's what I think. With the size, plus if you got hands, you're really gonna beat up everybody. Maybe even 5, 10 person at the same time. But yeah. So that's probably what he felt. So he started set tripping. He started talking shit to everybody. All the cars, man. All the cars. The whites, the blacks, Mexicans. He don't give a fuck. Anybody, man. Calling out everybody. I'm drunk. I mean, I don't give a fuck, So, that's a no-go, man. That's a no-go, dog. Hella disrespectful. You can't do that. You're gonna get all the homies caught up. Because now everybody's mad. Now they're gonna fucking take off on all the homies. The Asian out of the car. But he knew he was in the wrong. He knew he was in the wrong. That's not how it works. So, yeah. So they, anyways, long story short, they talked about it. The homies was gonna take care of business. It's called retribution, because because of pride, we're not gonna let somebody else take off on him, another race. That's pride, man. I'd rather just beat up my own people, stab them, take care of them, than another race do it. That's how it works. So long story short, in the yard, they have to fucking handle business. They have to take care of the oafs, man, that disrespected everybody. Otherwise, it's gonna cause a big ass problem. Another fucking war that might take years. Unnecessary fucking war. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, they talked about it, and a gang of homies was handling business, and it just so happens my homeboy, fucking Amboy from the hood and shit, he was there in the yard. He was there. He just so happens he was there in the yard, and he was seeing the whole thing. And according from his story, it looks like they're gonna need more dudes just to make sure that the business was fucking taken care of. So he got in the mix too and shit. It wasn't personal. It's just something you gotta do, man. None of this shit personal, man. The only thing that's personal, if somebody from the streets, from gangbanging, somebody killed your brother, killed your mom, killed somebody by accident, by purpose. It don't matter. Shot you up, but didn't drop you though. Then get your run backs by all means. It's understandable. But nobody condones gangbanging in a pin. That's for fucking, the older homies that's over there, the G homies and shit that's fucking doing life. That's their house. You come over here with your fucking little parole date, with your little 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You're just visiting. And you're not just gonna just come there and fuck everything up for the people that was there for a long time. programming and shit, and just think about yourself and not think about the car. You know, you're gonna get checked in a good ass way though. In a good ass way, not by force. And sometimes by force, if you're really that much of a hard headed and shit, by force. But if you're smart enough to know, to recognize that this is the bigger picture, then you'll understand. So, this message is for the young ones out there, man. You still wanna fucking get life in prison crazy? It's up to you, dog. Um, but you know, in the future, 30 years, 40 years from now, you catch a life sentence or whatever. Maybe you're in the hole because you had to stab somebody and shit. You know, you're 20 years in or 15 years in. You're gonna remember back in the old days. Hey man, I was watching this fucking skinny ass, square ass nigga and shit talking about don't go to prison. Man, I should have fucking tripped out on that. But you know, you should have, big dog. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm using myself as an example, dog. But that's your thing, man. You're gonna get life in prison. Go ahead, do your thug tizzle and shit. Don't get caught, fool. But look at the bigger picture. You're so eager to put in work on your own fucking people, your own fucking kind. Look at the bigger picture, dog. If you're going evil all the way, then fuck it. Be a bully. Be fucking a dishonorable evil person all the way. Fuck it. But if you have something good in you, like you're an honorable person, you want to fight for good, you want to fight for the fucking, you want to do the right thing, period. You want to be a stand-up guy, you want to be a just man, you want to fight for the little guys that can't fight for themselves. Be somebody, do something good, then do it, dog. You know, it's probably the harder thing to do, but just do it. You ain't gotta join the fucking snitch 9 generation. You ain't gotta do all that. You ain't gotta do what everybody else is doing and shit. Just do your own thug tizzle, dog. So yeah, I'm glad I got this. I said what I gotta say. I'm glad I got this shit out the way. So if you guys got any more suggestions, the OG ones, I gotta getting OG homies fucking hitting me up on DM and shit. Everybody, the real ones that recognize. So be looking out for all your input, also, man. What do you call this? But yeah, let me cut this off right here. There's a lot more things to talk about. I got a lot of homies lined up and shit. You know, trying to put them on, tell some wisdom from their point of view and stuff like that. Just talk about some real shit, man, and then talk about our car. You know, because you got other races talking about our fucking car as if they were in our car. That's some bullshit. You can't talk about another person's car when you didn't even know anything, shit, dog. I'm not doing it to your car or whatever and shit, you know. But yeah. Anyways, dog. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, and like I said, you know, say what you mean and mean what you say, cause real recognize real, homeboy. Appreciate it. Thank you guys.